We want to look at how we can add and subtract set. Let us look at this general principle. If I have m root a plus n root a, since the roots are the same, we can rewrite this as m plus n, or multiplying root a. Or if I have m root a minus n root a, since the roots are the same, we can say m minus n, or multiplying root a. Let's see how we can use this concept to simplify this. Now, since the roots are the same, we can easily add this set by saying 5 plus 3, which will give us 8 root 2. Now, there is an invisible 1 here, so we can say 4 minus 1, which will give us 3. Then we can bring our root 3. So this is how we can simplify this set. Use this concept to solve question number 3 up to number 8 and leave your answer in the comment section. We want to see how we can reduce the following set into their basic form. Let us look at question number 1. For we to reduce question number 1, we look for two numbers. When we multiply them, we'll get 27. But one of the numbers have to be perfect square and the other have to be non-perfect square. And within the 27, we have 9 times what? 3. Our 9 is a perfect square and the 3 is non-perfect square. We can break it down as square root of 9 times square root of 3. And the square root of the perfect square is going to give us 3. Then we bring our root 3. So we have 3 root 3 as our final answer. Use the same concept to solve question number 2 up to number 10 and leave your answer in the comment section. We want to look at how we can simplify the following set. This is about addition and subtraction of set. Now let us look at question number 1. Now with question number 1, before we can add or subtract, we need to make sure that these numbers are reduced, our set are reduced into their basic form. And how can we reduce them? Now when we look at our 28, we look for two numbers. When we multiply them, we'll get 28. But one of the numbers have to be perfect square and one have to be non-perfect square. And 4 times 7 will give us 28. Our 4 is perfect and 7 is non-perfect square. The same thing we do with our 50, which will be 25 times 2. The same thing with our 72, 36 times 2. Now we need to break this as 2 here. Square root of 4 will give us 2. And square root of 7 will give us square root of 7. Minus 3 times square root of 25, 5. And we have our root 2. Square root of 36 will give us 6. Then we have our root 2. Now we can have 4 root 7 minus 15 root 2 plus 6 root 2. Now what can we see here? We have root 2 here, root 2. We can add or subtract this. So we have 7 root 7, 15 plus minus 15 plus 6 will give us minus 9 root 2. We cannot add or subtract because the numbers in the root are not the same. Therefore, this will be our final answer. Use the same concept to solve question number 2 up to number 8 and leave your answer in the comment section. Thank you. We want to look at the general principle in multiplication of set. Let us look at the first one. I have root a multiplying root a is the same as root a all squared, which will give me a. An example is root 3 multiplying root 3. And I have root 3 all squared, which will give me what? 3. Which means if the numbers in the root are the same and they are multiplying, is the same number without the root. Another example is I have a times root b, which give me a root b, and we can see an example here. I have a multiplying b root c, and I have ab root c. And we can have an example here. 3 times 4 will give us 12. So we have 12 root 2. Now if I have root a multiplying b root c, is going to give me b root ac. Alright, where we have an example here. Our 2 will multiply the 3 here, and I'm going to have root 6. Then I bring my 3 here, and I have a root b multiplying c root d, which is going to give me a multiplying c root bd. And we can see an example here. 2 times 4 is 8, and root 3 times root 2 will give us what? Root 6. So these are the general principle we are going to use to solve questions under set. Thank you.
General principle that we study, let's see how we can use it to simplify the following questions on the board. Let us look at question number 1. With question number 1, first of all, we are going to pick our tool to multiply everything in the bracket. We also pick this to multiply everything in the bracket. So we have 2 multiplying 3 plus 2 root 3. Also we have our negative 3 root 3 multiplying 3 plus 2 root 3. Now let's see how we can expand this. 2 times 3 will give us 6. 2 times, that is positive 2 root 3 will give us 4 root 3. Alright? Then we also take this to multiply this, which will give us 9 root 3. We also have negative 3 root 3 times positive 2 root 3. And this negative 3 will multiply 2, which will give us negative 6. And root 3 times root 3 will give us 3. Alright? So here we have 6. Now, since we have root 3 here and root 3 here, we can subtract. Therefore, 4 minus 9 will give us negative 5 root 3. We have this, which will give us minus 18. 6 minus 18 will give us negative 12 minus 5 root 3. So this is how we can simplify this question. Use the same concept to solve question number 2 up to number 9 and leave your answer in the comment section. Thank you.